let's get started. UI prototyping with AI. Why do we need this? First, because product owners has a lot of good ideas. Every product owner comes with a lot of great ideas. And developer teams has a lot of backlog items. They have priorities, they have other stuff to do. And the good ideas often are killed because of lack of time for implementation. We would like to shrink this time between the good idea and the prototypes. Also, developers, a lot of pains with and without AI. Which component to use? How to integrate it? What is the right API for the job? What kind of documentation should I search for? Which is outdated, which is not? And a lot of inconsistent examples, obviously. Let's discuss about platform UI at 8x8, where I'm working with. What we have here? We have a front-end application shell and the micro front-end architecture. So the micro front-end allows different teams to work on different parts of the application individually and independently. They can release their tasks and their progress individually, and the unified shell serves as a common layer that ties together these pieces, ensuring the entire functionality as a whole. By using the unified shell, our organization can update and replace individual micro frontends without disrupting the entire application. We are handling all the cross-cutting concerns like logging, monitoring, session management, notifications, and so on. These are implemented only once in the unified shell, and this functionality is centrally managed by the platform UI team. UI components. We had started to implement a UI component library named Oxygen 7 years ago. Then were no AI, then were nothing. We have 15 individually released NPM packages with more than 100 components. All of the packages are themable. We have light and dark theme, and they are all accessible. VCAG 2.1 AA. Thanks. Tools and utilities. Since we've implemented this micro front-end architecture, we need to have a list of the tools, how other developers can expose their micro frontends, how the micro frontends can be loaded, how they can communicate between each other. We are using a system named Event Bus, which is based on the browser's native broadcast channel API. We have a lot of hooks implemented just to expose the functionality provided by the shell, observability, and so more. But this is a lightning talk. Also, documentation. Good old problem. Extremely fragmented. All of them are, not all of them, but most of them are outdated, and I guarantee is not machine readable. So what we are doing to fix all of these problems? This architecture was implemented way before this AI hype. What we are doing? First, we need to expose what is matters, our tools, and we started to expose as MCP servers. MCP server model context protocol implemented and released by Anthropic last year in November. We have two MCP servers. One is for UI component library. When the MCP server exposes the necessary tools, how to integrate the UI components, what are the examples, what is the documentation, typings, and so on. Second MCP server is for platform UI tools and libraries. The same what's for Oxygen, UI component library, but this is for our tools. Third item in the equation, sub-agents, agents to automate specific workflows. As we started to use AI for development, we realized that we have a rule set with more than 270 rules, and we split it up for specific tasks. We have a micro front-end creator agent, we have an Oxygen integrator agent, we have a reviewer agent, a localization agent which localizes our application, and a validator agent which creates tests. So let's have a live demo. LLMs are not deterministic, so this is only a couple of screenshots. What we have here? We have here a nice UI, which we would like to create with AI. First thing first, prototype, prompt, not the best prompt of my life, but it works. Listing up the requirements, listing up what I would like to have, and attaching the screenshot. As you can see, Cloud Code starts the MFE creator agent, setting up scaffolding the micro frontend, uses the MCP server to get the necessary packages to work with. After the MFE creator is done, comes the Oxygen integrator agent, which does the same. Accesses the Oxygen MCP to get the necessary components to create the UI. Okay, after 15 minutes of work, Claude is extremely optimistic. UI components are there, everything is completely fine. Architecture-wise, everything is good. Even sets up a local server and some instructions how to run locally. But it's failed. The test failed successfully. When I'm starting it, it's going to an error fallback, but the problem is not so big. So we start to iterate it. Setting up the context, I have two issues. The first issue, it was that it's an error screen. The second issue was that only the half of the screen was filled with application. After doing some tests and some fixes, Claude is again optimistic. I am very excited to ask you, what do you think? The next slide will be a complete failure or will be a success? Hands up who thinks it will be a failure. And who thinks it will be a success? So more failures. But I need to disappoint you. It's a success-ish. It's not 100% sure because, for example, search input has double border, couple of badges are missing, and the page size selection appears twice. So a next iteration session comes, and at the end, we have the end result. It is not perfect, but it's good enough for the prototype. So let's have some reality check. We have the initial requirement as a swing. The first iteration was a complete disaster because we had no MCP servers, we have no sub-agents. But after that, the second attempt came like this. With multiple iterations, we managed to create a prototype. The prototype is not equal to the initial requirement, but is good enough for the prototype. Has different colors, has different size, and so on. But we would like to avoid this. We would like to avoid this because the tree represents our architecture and our system we built in a couple of years, and the team and the product organization started to use different tools like Lovable, Bolt, V0, and so on. So, as lessons learned, the context is very important, MCPs are important, iterations need to be small, we need to identify our pain points where we should use the AI. We encourage you to use these new tools, and because it's here and AI will go away, and that's it. I was Geza. The presentation was done.